During the video on contract review, I talked extensively about the use of seals on contracts. And during that, I talked about my family crest and then my uncle going to England. At least I hope I did. But anyway, I've had those at the university. I've now gone to the university, mask on, rubber gloves on, retrieve these things, and I just wanted to talk about them. When I turned 16, my father took me to a heraldry shop, and we searched the family tree as far as we could go. And I have the family crest, the Holden family crest, neither timidly nor rashly is our motto down here. There is a very important bird in England called a moorcock, and it's on top of the helmet. But there's the family shield with the three capes in the shape of scallop shells, red capes. And I was amazed, and I thought that was important because in our family there were three children. My father's family, three children. My grandfather's family, three children. But then my uncle went to England, as I mentioned, and actually went back in our family tree and found out what our true family crest was like. And he had three pewter mugs made, for drinking that drink that I really enjoy, beer. On the mug, I'll see if I can make it. It's hard to see, but there's the actual shape of the shield. It's got a couple of red lines, and in the middle there is a mailed fist. Okay, and he had three of these mugs made, one for himself and one for each of his brothers. My father eventually gave me his mug, and I really treasure it. Okay, but it's got a glass bottom. What's that all about? Well, interestingly enough, the glass bottom has legal implications. Okay. Back in ye old England, the Navy and the Merchant Marine were incredibly important because of the size of the English Empire. Okay, it was held together by the Navy and Merchant Marine. So enlistment in the Merchant Marine and the Navy was extremely important, and press gangs used to go out, skulk the streets of London, and when people were in the pub and they were drinking, and they'd drunk and they'd walk out and whack, they'd get hit in the back of the head, and they'd wake up the next day on the deck of a ship that's sailing out to sea, and the captain would say, "Congratulations, you're in the Navy." Okay, well, one night a lord was out slumming. Okay, he's going to go down, he's going to have some beers in the pub with the common people. And he comes walking out, whack, he gets hit on the side of the head, and he wakes up on the deck of the ship, and the captain walks in and he says, "Okay, congratulations." Lord Herschel, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that oh my gosh. They had to turn around, they had to take the ship back to port. The Lord, I can't remember what his name was, but he went to the House of Lords and he said, "This is absolutely intolerable. I found out that press gangs, beat up people, and that's how they enlist them in the Navy." I mean, when you went on the ship, you were gone for a year or 2 years, okay? So it wasn't like, okay, we'll be back in a couple of weeks, and then I can get off and, go and see my lawyer. No, you were gone for 1 to 2 years. So he said that was totally inappropriate. That if they join the Navy or the Merchant Marine, it has to be by way of a contract. And so the press gangs, instead of beating up people, they'd go into the pub and there'd be the guy at the bar and he's having a good time and give me another beer here. Yeah, how's it going, eh? And when he wasn't looking, they'd drop a crown in his drink and he would drink it and he'd go, "Oh, what's this? Oh," and they said, "Ha, you've accepted our money. That's our consideration. Now you're in the Navy." Yeah, offer, acceptance, consideration. No intention, but hey, let's not worry about that. But anyway, so they were doing that. And so people had glass bottoms put in the bottom of their mug, and they'd have their beer, and they'd say, "Okay, bottoms up," and they'd all go. And they'd look, and if there was any money in there, They put it down and walk away. Okay, so that's where the expression bottoms up comes from, and that's where the glass bottom of mugs comes from. Okay, so that's a little bit of history, and I'm not certain how that will work into the exam, but I'd love to put it on some way. Well, nowadays we have those little red wafers that I showed you in the previous video. Corporations have something called a corporate seal, okay? And I'm going to have to see if I can get this to show. You would just slide the document into it, and then you would press down, and it would emboss the seal onto the document. And I've done that, and then I've marked it with a pencil so that you can see that it actually comes out and says seal on it. And so that was how a corporation would seal a document. And that's the way that it really should be done in the province of British Columbia, because our BC Business Corporations Act says that a document that can be done under seal by a person can be done under seal by a corporation, subject to the usual formalities. Unlike Saskatchewan, and I think I have that material on my my screen if I remember, section 22 or something of the statute says that a corporation that signs a document via its authorized signatories is deemed to have signed under seal. So you have to be a little careful when dealing with corporate documents. It would probably always be a good idea to actually insist on a corporate seal being put on there. You know, they cost about $60 or $70 to have one of those corporate seals made. So in the event that there's some corporate contractual obligations being formed, a small expenditure like that would not be untoward. If the business comes back and their lawyer says, oh, no, we're in the province of Saskatchewan and section 23, the statute says that it's deemed to be signed under seal, then everything's okay, right? But you want to make sure that all those things are done in advance. Let's see, was there something else I was going to say about that? Oh, yes, in the lecture material, I have inserted that particular section from the BC Business Corporations Act, just so you have it on hand and you can see what it means. And that's all I wanted to do on that, just to complete that chapter. Thank you very much.